So hello and welcome back. Well, as I usually say. So today we actually have a request here. So from one of the, I wouldn't say long-term viewers, but well, definitely someone whose opinion I would rather value rather than disregard. And it was about my, well, testing and rig and approach to games. So obviously, it wasn't exactly like you suck, so test something new and modern and see how it wrecks your system, but it was pretty much the same. So, the deal was Project Cars 3 or something newer. So obviously I do have access to Project Cars 3, so I was like, yeah, fine, let's do that, and here we are. Now, obviously before I got this game, I, well, did my homework of do a quick Google search, and just to see what are the requirements for this game to be played. So I've got it right here, and it actually wants an Intel i7 8700K or Ryzen 7 2700K, RAM for 16 gigs, GPU should be RTX 2070 or AMD RX 570, so pretty high requirement here. And it wants dedicated video memory of 8 gigs. So I thought, okay, challenge accepted. So obviously, I figured out, you know what, it's time to do this. It's time to get the game, take a look what and how. And here we are, and well, welcome to Project Cars 3. This new title, well, it's technically new, 2020. And I played the previous Project Cars, and I do believe this is kind of like a niche game. It's not like, it's very arcade-ish, but with kind of like emphasis on simulator, but it's not exactly a simulator, so it's kind of in between. So anyway, I think let's get to it, and well, let's get the ball rolling, shall we? So before we actually get in, sorry about the weird cut, which you probably didn't notice, or maybe you did. That's why I'm mentioning it. Before we jump in, let's go over the rules, right? So we do have this thingy here, which is the Project Cars 3s, and I kind of want to go over the settings real quick for the simple reason. Let's see what we have to play here with. So I'm going to be playing this on Full HD. Obviously, I have MSI Afterburning running on the upper left corner. So I'm gonna keep an eye out on video or GPU memory, how much we are actually using. I'm gonna take a look at RAM and obviously the frames. I would definitely want to see how much GPU is actually being used in terms of how much cores are engaged for it, so percentage of usage, and that's about it. So we're gonna start with low and mirror quality high. Oh, standard high. Okay. Gonna leave it as it is. And that's pretty much all there is. So what we can do is do a custom event, canyon race. Sure, let's take a look what we have. And obviously I do expect pretty decent performance on low. I want to see what happens on high or ultra. I do believe this game only has like 3 settings, which is low, medium, and high/ultra. And we're gonna try it out, all 3 of them, and let's see how this goes on. I haven't played a racing game in a while, and obviously I'm not gonna try to win or score a position. I'm basically just here to try to keep as many NPCs around me on the track to just give this extra calculations going, and just to see how we perform. Again, for low, I don't have any actual, hopes that it's gonna be bad. I do believe we're going to be sitting comfortably above 100 frames, and that's pretty much all there is. So let's just skip to the race menu. What do we have? Tunings, difficulty. Autumn, night, rain. Track condition puddled. Yeah, let's go for it. Rain is always a good equalizer when it comes to graphics, because it creates a bit more reflections. Oh, I have to floor it, and let's go for it. Let's take a look. How do I change? There we go. Friendly F. So what do we have? We have 98% of GPU usage. We're pulling 2 gigs of video memory, 8.3 gigs of actual RAM, and 100, well, actually above 100 frames anyway. Oh god, what the hell? Ah, okay, I see. Right, I picked the first car there is, to be completely fair, so I don't even know it's a Mitsubishi Lancer. I do believe it should be a decent car with a better driver than me. But anyway, so we have quite a lot particle effects from the wet. The road does actually reflect pretty nicely. Yeah, this kind of sets the vibe on Need for Speed Underground 2, where the roads were kind of like mirror. And I highly doubt, I mean, if it's a brand new tarmac, it might actually be this reflective, but I highly doubt that's the case in this game. And the cockpit looks nice, a bit bright, probably because of all the cars behind me. I'm in a 6th place, and well, we're actually doing pretty well. 100 frames, too much sliding. I do believe this game would be a lot of fun to play with actual like G27, G29 setup. Playing on keyboard is possible, but it definitely requires a bit more getting used to, because you see, when I steer with my keys, it kind of does a half turn, when sometimes you kind of need to go full turn. So unless you press and hold and then it does like 360 on a wheel, well, it's not really gonna be too good for us. So, oh, these guys are definitely very fond of their brakes and tires, but I'm sliding around like in a drift competition. Anyway, as I said, I'm not trying to score a place. That's not the point of this. So on low full HD we're getting 120 frames. I do believe I'm actually gonna leave this setting. I know that in Project Cars you can actually change the weather conditions, and I think night and rain will definitely stress out the card much more than sunny dry day would, because you know, particle effects are basically all these droplets of water that the GPU needs to render in real time and project them. So I kind of believe this would be the best approach for this anyway. So if you have different opinions and you think dust is way more taxing on the system, let me know. But so far in this rather open level, well, we are getting basically 110-ish. I do believe we average out on about 110 frames, give or take, including the dips and so on. And I have like 3 laps. I'm not gonna do 3 laps. That is absolutely unnecessary, because 1 lap should absolutely completely suffice to see how it goes on. Also, I'm not exactly invested in this game to be playing it for like 3 laps to see how it benches. I mean, that's not how it works, at least not for me. So we've done our first lap. See if we can spin the car. Almost. Okay, perfect. So on low 120 something, so I must say it's not bad. Oh no, god, it's gonna reset me to track. Fine, beat your way, I don't care. And can you like, yeah, so it's not exactly bad. As I said, on low everything is always fine and dandy on low. Let's go ahead and take a look at medium settings, shall we? So medium settings, let's just double check we actually have them, because obviously I need to reboot, well, reboot the game before the changes take effect. So performance, texture on medium, texture filtering 4, I do believe out of 16.4 is pretty good. I should be go for 8, I guess, but hey, I'm feeling cheap today. Vertical sync, no. Super sampling, medium. So this is the setting I'm kinda curious to see what it's gonna do, because super sampling is never good news. Specifically when it comes to a lot of water, a lot of reflections, and well, it kinda needs to take all these samples and basically, you know, enhance the visual clarity on them. Reflections, medium, yada yada yada, everything's on medium. Mirror quality, standard or high, I just left it on high. And that's basically all there is. So let's go for the same track. So it's autumn, night, rain, and let's go for it. So this is on medium. So on low we're getting like 110, 120. In some places without cars 130 plus. So medium definitely will be, I would say, sub 100. I would expect kind of like 80-ish, because that is rather big jump when you suddenly enable a lot of things, plus night, plus rain. So let's see how the mighty 1080 Ti will actually handle this. I do believe this game is more CPU intensive than GPU intensive, to be completely fair. And I'm still yet to see this 8 gigs of video memory being used, because so far we can, well, pushing to 4. Maybe medium will change it, but if this game gonna actually hog down 8 gigs of video memory, I'm gonna put a hat on my head and I will take off the hat, honestly, because I cannot see possibly how this game can take 8 gigs unless it's in 4K. So we are at 90 frames, and that's a bit interesting. Hundreds. Yes, a bit more reflections on the ground. Let's go for the cockpit view, obviously. Floor it and let's go. Damn, this actually looks worse. This actually looks like underground. Well, I mean, what the hell? So we are using 2.8 gigs of video memory, 8.8 on actual RAM, and GPU usage is actually on 98, which I like to see a lot, because constant usage of GPU means it's actually being utilized. I wouldn't say that is a mark of a very well optimized game, but I must say that, you know, it definitely adds some merit to it. This car is acting like I actually selected ice on the road. What's my speed? 60 miles. Well, my racing team must really suck if they didn't put me rain tires on this, but okay. Whoa, what the hell? At 30 miles? Sure. Yeah, this is realistic. Again, I'm not gonna nitpick the game. It's just a arcade-ish sim arcade, call it what you want. So we are pretty much 90 frames, give or take. Let me get closer to these bad boys here with all the particles coming out of their wheels. If I can keep it in a straight line, because I kind of need to split my vision. Like, one eye looks at the numbers and another one looks at the road, and you know, it's kind of... Human eyes are not supposed to do that. So anyway, so as I predicted, we're kind of like in 80-ish. So if this is on medium, I think the Ultra will be sub 60. Probably not all the time, but I would say rather few times will definitely drop below 60, because at this point, all these reflections, I would say it kind of wants this 2070, you know, this RTX cores, just to work on these real life reflections, and the 1080 simply does not have any RTX cores, not a single one, not even like, you know, mistakenly given in a factory so it can actually do it. It has to kind of build up this reflection from nothing and try to figure it out. I don't know if this game is actually RTX enabled, or are they just hoping for RTX cards power. And I must say 2070 is no slouch, it's pretty decent card. And 1080 Ti kinda is in a ballpark of 2060, give or take. Really depends on the title, to be completely fair. And also we're talking about full HD rather than 4040p or 4K, you know, game forbid. So I must say it's not bad, it's definitely playable and you can definitely have fun, but would you really get yourself 1080 Ti to play games on medium and full HD? I mean, 1080 Ti is very well known for being the maxed out ultra settings on full HD, at least for the time when it came out. So I would expect the same from, you know, kinda everything. So again, let's take a look how it looks. I don't know what the hell is this supposed to be, the volumetric fog coming down, but so far it's not that bad. I think I can actually do a donut here. Give me a sec. Need to align with my driver for this tutorial. Yeah, this guy definitely sucks. He can't even do a donut in a Lancer. God damn it. He's been giving me, and he needs to race. This is pathetic. Fuck this guy. Anyway, so we see how it looks. Let's go for the Ultra before I'm getting reset on the track. So here we are on Ultra, and well, we're gonna just go for it. I already can see the bad news on looking at my MSI Afterburner reports on our upper left corner. So we are getting 85 frames just in the title screen. So this is a static image. Literally, there's nothing going on. There's just a static car. We're pulling 2.8 gigs of memory. So I mean, that's not really much, not even close to 8 gigs. We are pulling 9.8 gigs of actual RAM, which is, you know, weird. GPU is actually doing something, 98%, so I do believe it's trying to figure out all these reflections. So this is where the 2070 would definitely shine, and we would be way over 100 at this scene alone. Now, looking at the settings, and I know you might be thinking like, what the fuck? Why are you jumping straight to ultra? You skipped the high settings, right? First and foremost, right? On medium settings, we were having about 85 frames, right? So if we're gonna bump up the visuals, just take off about 10 to 15 frames. For the simple reason, I'm recording at the same time as I'm playing. So while this game is being read from my hard drive, I'm also writing into it, which basically slows stuff down anyway. And recording itself also takes a toll in about 5 to 7 up to 10 frames anyway. Am I sorry for it? No. Am I saying, oh, we're not getting 60 frames because I'm recording? No, hell no. We're getting what we're getting the way we're getting, because if you want to record your gameplay, if you want to stream your game, you're gonna get the same result. So if you think that, oh, I want to see how this card, this PC, this game performs on this particular setting, and you are gonna go on Twitch and make money, definitely remember me, you know, when you're rich and famous. So, you know, yeah, you know what I mean, right? And so you need an actual honest, you know, example how it works, because if I had a capture card, fuck, just add 10 frames to everything, you know. Anyway, so these are the settings we're gonna work here with. Texture resolution is on high, and with all this, we're not even close to 8 gigs. I mean, what this game is about. Let's go for the same custom event, same autumn, night, rain. Reflections are maxed out, and I think that's gonna kill the card. Well, we're gonna be sub 60, and I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with that. For games that require an RTX card, non-RTX card, trying to compete with the Ultra, it's madness. It's pretty stupid, you know. It's like you take your 1.6 Honda Civic and you go against an F1 car because it also has 1.6, even 1.2, right? It's fucking stupid. It's not made for the tasks it's supposed to do. You're never gonna fucking hit 300 miles an hour with a stock Honda versus a stock Formula 1 car. I mean, that's how real life works. So let's take a look, and I expect we're gonna be sitting at about 50. I hope 60. I honestly hope it's gonna be 60, but I think it's gonna be less than that. So far we are at 74, but this is just like stuff. So yeah, let's race and let's get this done. And so far we are at 70, but we're still moving. Well, we're actually not moving. And here we go. All the particles coming down. 61. Come on. 59. 57, 56, 54. Here we go. The more droplets and more reflections the GPU has to calculate. Oh, 47, 45. God damn it. And NPCs, we are losing ground fast. This is ultra settings though, so this is not exactly, you know, like unexpected for me. I fully expected this scenario, because I don't have this way of how people think of, oh, I got this GPU, it should be getting this all the time. That's not how hardware works. It's not how drivers work. It's basically not how anything works. And why the fuck am I in the first place? I definitely don't drive as good as these NPCs, or maybe they're letting me win. And while I'm alone, we are kind of still sub 60 at times, like 54 and stuff. So 55, 54, but just going straight 53. So yeah, I can't say, you know, I feel any kind of lags while playing this game. It's a racing game. You don't really need full 60 all the time for those 360 no scopes. But I don't know. I do believe that this game would want to have 60 if you're playing with an actual sim rig, like pedals and actual steering wheel, because the input latency will greatly, well, be feelable, or you will feel it if you are sub 60 on a racing sim. But anyway, I must say it's not that bad. And we are 44, 42, 40 frames, and here comes the border because I was looking at the numbers. But yeah, again, this is exactly what I expected. I'm not sorry, I'm not disappointed. as I said, and I'm gonna say it again, if the game requires an RTX card, there's a good reason for it. So all these reflections, they wouldn't impact 2060, even 2060 actually, 2060. 2060 wouldn't feel this as much as 1080 Ti for the simple reason that 2060 is an RTX card. So it would just dedicate some of the RTX cores to actually work on those reflections. And I believe that the RTX cores would kick in despite the fact that maybe it's not like, like actual ray tracing going on, because it basically does exactly that. They're just, those cores are dedicated for reflections. So if those cores are dedicated to this, and I do believe that 2060 on full HD would get, I would say, roughly 80 frames at least. Just coming from how new the car is, the card is, and the architecture and the actual drivers themselves that would work together. So I have no doubt in my mind it would be a better experience than this, and you wouldn't see 45 frames. I might be wrong. Unfortunately, I do not have a 2060 in my possession, so I can test it out. But yeah, I mean, it is how it is. So let's just do one more half lap. I wonder if I can catch up, and this is very confusing. So the moment we see something in the water and reflections, and it does kind of look decent, I must say. It's not that bad. Definitely looks better than on medium. Like it is a race sim / arcade game, and oh, look at all these reflections. No wonder this is killing us. Look at this. It's like a mirror. There's also all these droplets just on the windshield, well, apparently. So yeah, I can see why this game is giving 1080 Ti a hard time. Which is surprising that we are actually, even like this, using 3.5 gigs. So I'm not seeing that particular 8 gig requirement being even close to this. Maybe on 4K. I don't know, I could do a 4K, but definitely not on ultra, definitely not on medium. Might be the way, even low actually. I mean, 4K and low, we wouldn't see the reflections because they would be just disabled. Yeah, I don't think this is actually a good idea to begin with. So either way, big shout out to the guy who actually said, you know what, test something actually demanding for once. And I'm happy I took his advice and actually tested something demanding for once. And these are the results. And as I said, this channel is about actual reviews, not skewed results and empty promises. Yes, you can play the game. I would say medium. Maybe on high. But what's the point of going by 10-15 frames if you can just shoot for the star? Max everything out and then slowly go down and see how it looks like. I mean, that's my idea about it. That's how it should be. It's not that you start your game on low and then you see how high you can go. You crank everything up to max and then you see at which point you're getting stable 60. That's my idea. Also, there's not many games that you will also get stable 60 because, software works in mysterious ways and games have these jumpy frames all the time, like for us as well. I don't know, so let's see if I can I wonder if I can find a spot on this track where there's like 54. Okay, 55 here. So if I go back, I do believe we're not gonna have 55 again. Now we're also having the wrong way. Because there's stuff going on, obviously, reflections and driving and yada yada yada. Anyway, I think this is pretty much a very good indication of what we can or should expect of the game and the hardware we have. And yeah, it might as well just be a CPU issue because i5-96 stock is definitely not as powerful as an i7-87K. I mean, we literally don't even have enough cores or hyperthreads to actually work with it. We don't actually have any hyperthreading. I'm not sure if this game supports hyperthreading. I would assume it does, because it is Project Cars, and the more threads you have, the more you can kind of like crunch the numbers of all this stuff going on and the physics and yada yada yada. But I don't know. I would need to slam in 99K or something, which I don't know. I might try to shop around, but I don't know. It's just a waste of time for one. waste of time and money for one game, but the results are clear. So I would say that's pretty much all there is for this particular title. And as always, thanks for watching, and hey, see you guys next time. And on this amazing trash, we're gonna end. Bye bye.